Heyo, Jojo here, and welcome back to another episode of Cemetery Mary. Uh, Last time we were in a club, and we very much didn't like the club atmosphere. Now we have the choice to decide if Crowven being mean to us is something he doesn't mean or if it'll pass. Um, I don't think he means it. So that's what I'm gonna go with. Just because he's been cranky lately, that doesn't mean he means to hurt my feelings. I know that he doesn't try to, but these people, I just met them and yet the way they talk to me, Crowven didn't even seem to mind it that much. Maybe I was the problem here? I probably shouldn't have taken things so seriously. Before I could even have my thoughts to myself much longer, someone opened one of the stalls behind me. I hadn't even noticed someone was here. It's a good thing I wasn't thinking out loud. That would be awkward. She approached the sink to wash her hands and I realized it was Twyla. Oh hey, didn't expect to see you here. Doesn't really seem like your type of event. No offense. I could say the same about you. What are you doing here? I come here a lot actually. Really? I wouldn't have expected that from you. Well, it's not a lot. I just meet up with some friends here every once in a while. It's where they like to be. How about you? Crowven wouldn't like it if he found out that I was talking to Twyla right now. I don't know how Twyla feels about him, so I might not be the best to bring him up to her. Oh, I was just invited by a friend. I'd never been to one of these places, so I thought it could be nice, but it's really loud out there. And my friend brought some of his other friends in there. And they're what? I don't know. Obnoxious maybe? I don't know. It feels mean to say, but they feel kind of mean to me. Mean how? I don't know, like comparing me to Bloody Mary and stuff. Gross. That sucks. That's why I'm in here, actually. I don't really think I want to go back out again. I can do you a favor if you like. Oh? My friends and I, we actually sit in the VIP area. It's a lot more chill over there, for lack of a better word. Wait, you're actually inviting me? We haven't even known each other that long. And VIP rooms are expensive too, aren't they? It's fine. We're going to be working together, right? So we should help each other. Besides, I have a feeling you're not really going to come back to this place after tonight. Nope. So I don't think anyone will be bothered by you just being here one time. What should I do? Twyla's offer does sound very appealing, but Crowven invited me here. Can I really just leave him alone? I know he's with friends, but still, what if he starts wondering about me? And if he finds out I was hanging with Twyla, he might get upset with me again. Our relationship was starting to get better. I don't want him to get mad at me again. What should I do? Oh yeah, take Twyla's offer. You do not have to take that abuse. That sounds really nice, thank you. You're welcome. I left the bathroom with Twyla. It almost seemed as if there were more people now than when I had entered. I suppose it was completely possible, but it made me feel claustrophobic as I exited the muffled comfort of the bathroom. Twyla snapped me out of it, though. She gestured for me to follow her, and so I did. We squeezed past people until we made it to a pair of big double doors. There was a tall man standing before these doors, too. And there was even a red velvet robe, like the kind you see in movies. I never thought I'd seen one in real life. How expensive was this room? Upon seeing Twyla, the man reached over to unhook the rope and open the door, allowing us entry. I followed Twyla inside. As the door closed behind us, I instantly felt more at ease. Twyla was right. It was a lot more chill here. For starters, it was much more well lit. No flashing lights, just pretty chandeliers that radiated a warm, sophisticated aura. The music in here was also a lot calmer. It didn't quite make my ears ring like the music outside did. I could still feel the muffled thumps of the outside music, but it didn't bother me nearly as much now. They had their own music playing. It wasn't completely my style, but still, plenty preferable as to what was out there. I continued to follow Twyla as she walked over to one of the tables. There were a few tables in here, some more crowded than others, but there were still a fairly small amount of people in here. The table Twyla approached had already had someone sitting at it, but she appeared to know Twyla as we made our way over and sat down beside her. Twylee, you're back. You even made a new friend while you were outside. That's so neat. You got like the magic touch Twy. Ignore her, Mary. She's a bit drunk. Oh my gosh, I'm not. I was just like so happy to be making even more friends. When I was a kid, my parents were worried I wouldn't make any friends. They should have just taken me to the clubs. It's so easy to make friends here. Right. Anyways, Mary, can I offer you anything? Drinks are on me, so. Oh, drinks are always on Twy. So, like, order whatever you want and run her dry. We also have other things besides drinks if you'd prefer. Oh, thank you, but no thank you, I'm good. Besides, someone has to make sure everyone gets home safe tonight. Smart girl. Don't start any mess. It's a bit too late for some people at this table. Oh, are you talking about me? She's so silly. Anyways, have you had any updates on our little situation we were taking care of? Oh, is it alright to talk about around? Oh yes, it's fine. Trust me, she's not gonna remember any of it. Very likely, I believe you. What? Not true. I've got like elephant memory. Oh yeah? Twyla pointed to me from across the table. What's her name then? I said it a few times already. Hint? Right. Twyla turned back to face me, as we were saying. Anything on your end? Well, I think... I don't know. No, I'm sorry. I haven't had a lot of time to look into it. It's fine. I don't have much either. That was weird. It just cut off before I could read it. We just started, so I'm not going to hold it against you that harshly. We should start bucking down on it, though. But I think it's okay if we take a break tonight. She's in such a pretty dress. Yeah. So tell me about the friend you came with. Oh, hi. I'm just trying to make conversation, that's all. And like we said, this isn't really your thing. I find it odd someone like you is friends with someone who generally seems to enjoy this place. Oh well, I knew him my whole life pretty much, so there's that. Ah, one of those kinds of friends. Yeah, don't get me wrong. He's like one of my closest friends. But I guess our personalities just headed in different directions as we got older. How so? I don't know, we're not too different. We both wear a lot of black. And we're into, similar things, but he's very out there and high energy and obnoxious. And his friends are that way too, you said. Yeah. I just met them tonight. I thought it could be fun, but I don't know. It hasn't been feeling very fun. I'm kind of wishing I met them somewhere else, maybe. I don't think clubs are the best place to meet people. What? What are you talking about? I think it's great. Who is this person? It's fine, Mary. After all, you can't expect everyone to like you. What'd they say, huh? Huh? Oh, they called me scary looking. But it's not like I haven't heard that before, so... Right, well, like I said, it's fine. I brought you here after all, so you don't have to sit with them anymore. Aw, Twyla's so nice. Nah, she's just lucky. Lucky. And so are you, so don't get things confused. Oh, I changed my mind then. Twyla's mean. I sat with them for a while. We didn't talk about all that much. Well, Twyla and I didn't, at least. The drunk girl went on and on about a bunch of stories of hers. I never learned her name, or how she knew Twyla, but she was very nice and seemed to be having fun. I know she was drunk, but still. She was nice. And speaking of people who are drunk, I started getting some texts from Crowven, who seemed plenty drunk by the way he was texting. Hey Mars, where'd you go? You've been gone for a while. You're not constipated or anything, right? If somebody's giving you a hard time, you know who to call. Don't even worry, I'll beat him up for you if you need me to. Oh no, I ought to go get him. Yeah. Thanks for letting me stay with you guys, but I think I'm gonna get going. Oh, why is that? My friend's messaging me, and I think he's a little too drunk right now. Reminds me of someone. Oh, who? I'm going to go, but thank you again. Really, thank you. I appreciate it. Good night, Mary. Aw, she's leaving? That's so sad. Bye. I left out the double doors and tried to remember my way to our table. It was a bit hard to see with all the crazy lights and people, but I did make it back. When I got there, Crowven was slumped over on the table, hiccuping and mumbling things to himself. He never used to be this bad when it came to drinking. I picked him up off the table and told his friends I ought to get him home. They didn't protest in the slightest. I wished them a good night, slumped Crowven over my shoulder and headed to the exit. I wasn't sure how I was going to be able to get Crowven out without the bouncer noticing, but to my surprise, when I opened the door, no one was there. I was confused, but I also wasn't going to pass up the opportunity. I hurried along as fast as I could, what with Crow on top of me and all. We then waited together at the bus stop for the next bus to come so that we could get home. It was hard for me to tell if had passed out or not while we were waiting, but he got up when the bus arrived. I still carried him though, just in case he tripped over himself, and we got on the bus together. The bus ride was long and tiring. Crowven leaning over me, his breath reeking of overpriced alcohol. It was even harder getting off the bus. I still carried him because I knew he needed me. Mary. Yes. Are you okay? Mary. He hiccuped. I never seen him like this. But at least I knew that when he was with me, he was safe. Yes, Crowven? I love you. I love you too. And I really do. I've always loved Crowven. He was like family. And the first friend I had ever made. The only friend I'd ever made. Hearing him say he loved me was something he seldom did as the years passed. So hearing him say it right now, well, I wish I could say it made me feel very happy. It did make me feel a little happy, but I wish it was something I could hear him say when he was sober, too. Aww. I carried Crowven back up to his room and laid him on top of his bed. I think he passed out the minute his head hit the pillow. I kissed his forehead goodnight and headed to my own room. I wish I could have slept as easily as he did, but I had more to take care of first. Are you there? I have a question for you. Yes? What do you do all day? Can't answer that. Why not? You definitely don't just sit at the phone all day. Well, of course I don't. Then what do you do? I can't tell you. Is it because you're scared? Is it because it's bad? That depends on what you classify as being bad. Well, I mean, just bad stuff. And what does that consist of? Maybe murder. Just because something is illegal doesn't always mean it's bad. And just because something is the law doesn't mean it's good. I know that. In that case, are you worried I did something illegal? Or are you worried I did something bad? You still haven't answered me, though. What is it that you do? I look out for you. Good night, Mary. So you stalk me, is what I'm hearing there. It's been a few days since that night. When Crowven got up the morning after, he had a humongous hangover. He was stuck home with me because, well, there was no way I was letting him out when he seemed to be so sick. I reminded him not to drink so much. It wasn't healthy for him. He didn't really seem to care, though. Twilight had been texting me, too. I haven't really seen her in person since seeing her at the club, but she texts me often. Sometimes we'll agree to meet up to somewhere, but something always seems to get in the way, so we haven't been able to yet. I feel bad, though. She texts me updates a lot of things she was wondering about. Weapons, methods, potential victims, but I oftentimes don't know what to say in return or ever really have anything to show her. I've been wondering if I should start investigating on my own as to not let her down, but she seems so confident in what she's doing. I wouldn't even know where to start, and I don't even know how I would start anyways. So for now, I've been staying at home. It's been raining a lot too. It's not the most apt time to be outside anyway, but even though I haven't left the house in a while, I've been able to stay entertained. Oh, she's reading the book Crowven won for her. That's cute. When I saw the title, How to Talk to Ghosts, I figured it was, well, figurative. I thought it would be some spooky story with a clever title, but to my surprise, it is written as more of an instructional guide. It's a very interesting read, and I'm curious as to how they got all this information anyways. As previously mentioned, ghosts exist on a different plane of existence. That much is obvious. Yet they can't communicate with us despite their beings existing on separate layers from us. We see time and time again their attempts to reach us. Perhaps it is because they are angry, perhaps because they are lonely. Does each ghost exist on their own, or do spirits share a realm with one another, expanding and everlasting? Is there a heaven? Is there a hell? Or is there only purgatory, stretching for miles beyond what we comprehend? These are questions I cannot yet answer, for if I could, I wouldn't be here writing this right now, would I? But there's a question I have been able to answer. Since ghosts can make contact with us, I often wondered, could we contact them? Sure, you heard the physics and mediums and whatnot, but the psychics, I don't know why I read that as physics. But that is only half of what I'm talking about. Being born with the innate ability is a factor, of course, but I wanted to delve deeper than that. Despite where they may exist, they can clearly affect things in our realm. They can reach us, and like one-way glass, I know they can see us. But what if we could see them? It's not enough to hear them. I wanted to see them, to travel to where they were. I believe that when you die, perhaps your soul can become unrestricted. But what if we could accomplish the opposite? What if a living being had the ability to unrestrict itself before death? Perhaps that sounds like crazy to— Oh, that scared me. My phone's ringing. Hello? Yo, where are you? What do you mean? I'm at home. What? Well, that's lame. I thought you'd be out by the cemetery by now. It's kind of your thing, right? Well, I mean, it's raining, no? Nah, it's just a little cloudy out. Besides, I was gonna be heading there, so I thought I'd meet up with you or something. Then we could, like, get lunch or dinner or whatever later, I don't know. That sound good to you? Oh, well, I can leave now if you'd like. Yeah, come on. I should be there by the time you get there. So don't keep me waiting long. Well, it looks like I wouldn't be stuck at home all day after all. I put my book down and made sure the fire was completely out before going to meet with Crowven. She looked so comfortable. I felt so surprised, but it was nice to see that he wanted to spend more time with me. I hoped that this would continue. And when my parents come back, maybe everything will start to feel a bit more normal again. I hopped off the bus, arriving to town again. It was very cloudy, but the air didn't feel moist at all. Maybe the rainy weather would finally take a break. I made my way over to the cemetery once again. I hoped that I didn't keep Crowven waiting too long, but I was a bit surprised when I arrived. Hey, you made it. Mars? Oh, yes, I'm here. Crowven's other friends were here too. Why were we waiting for her again? We already know how to get to where we want. Hey, chill. Mary loves this place. I figured if we were gonna be here anyways, we might as well invite her. Well, we're all here. Let's go. Oh no, she looks so sad. We all stepped through the cemetery gates. Theodore and Zapara kind of just walked ahead, but I pulled Crowven to the side and had him walk a bit behind with me. Huh? Something wrong? I'm sorry, Crowven, but when you invited me to hang out, I thought it was just gonna be the two of us. Oh, I see. But this is still cool, right? I mean, you like them, don't you? What? Seriously? I don't know. Oh, come on, Mars. They aren't that bad. Do they even like me that much? Yeah, sure they do. Is this about their scary Mary comments? Among other things. Yes? Yeah, I thought so. But hey, they're not like that. Promise, you just met them at the wrong environment, that's all. It'll be fine. Alright. We started to walk closer to the other two again. I know the cemetery like the back of my own hand, but I wasn't sure exactly where we were going. Or rather, I didn't know where they were going. So, do you guys come here often? I spend a lot of time here and all, but I can't say I remember seeing you guys here before. No, not really. It's not quite our vibe, but it's good for a few things every now and then. Oh, are we going to visit someone then? Huh, as if. You'd never catch me here looking like some overwatered pansy, even when I'm dead. Oh, then why are we here? Ah, there it is. I watched as Theodore approach one of the old trees near a usually forgotten corner of the cemetery. There's not a lot of graves here, at least not yet, and this tree doesn't provide much shade compared to the others. I watched as Theodore stuck his hand into a hole in the tree. I always figured that squirrels and birds lived in those, so I never went out of my way to bother them. But when I saw what Theodore pulled out, I was very upset, to say the least. Drugs? What is that? What's in there? Drugs? What's This? It's just good stuff. Or, well, glad stuff, if you want to call it. Get technical. Just needed somewhere to hide it so it wasn't. Hide it that wasn't home for a while. Oh, okay. Oh, so he's a drug dealer, possibly. You know how cops and dumbass landlords can be, right? And so you hid it here? How dare you? What's the problem? Not like anyone ever comes here anyway. I do. You can't just hide this junk here, especially junk like that. What do you think this place is? This isn't some park or stretch of the woods. This is a cemetery. That doesn't belong here. There's families here. What are you doing with that? Well, it's kind of clear what she's doing with that. That doesn't belong here. You just couldn't find some other place to hide it? Is that it? If I'd have known this was here, I never would have let it stay. How could you even think to do something so disrespectful? This is someone's final resting place. How dare you try and taint it? Disrespect it. Treat it this way. Yo, Mars, maybe you want to chill the fuck out a little bit? It isn't that big of a deal. How can you say that? How would you feel if someone came to your home and just started wrecking everything? I bet you didn't even think to learn a single name in here. I can't believe you even think something like this is okay. I won't stand for it. Whoa, hey. Pause off. No, you don't deserve to even have this, using this place as your hiding ground. We were gonna leave with it anyways. Not soon enough. It shouldn't have even been here to begin with. You shouldn't even have this kind of stuff in the first place. It's good for nothing anyways. Let go. Let go already. Oh. I don't know what happened. I think I might have just pulled too hard. I was suddenly thrust backwards, and then the next thing I knew, everything was dark. And then in that darkness, I heard giggling, and my eyes began to adjust to the light, and I found myself somewhere quite strange. Oh. Oh dear. Ah. Huh? What? Hiya. Hello? What happened? That's what I'm more curious about. To what? I don't know, I just woke up. Good morning then. Guess you're going on this adventure with me. Huh? Where are we going? I don't know. That's what makes it an adventure. Oh. Sounds fun, but I was just with my friends, wasn't I? I was so confused. Where was I? And who's this girl? And are my eyes okay? Yeah, but we're friends too, right? I mean, are we? I'm sorry. I can't say I remember you. Yeah, you do. Come on. Just because I'm a kid doesn't mean I'm stupid. You're always here. I am? Am I? Yeah. You come by to give me flowers like all the time. Oh, we're seeing someone who's dead. Huh? Oh, thanks by the way. I think it's kind of overdue. Thanks? For the flowers, dummy. Mama always taught me to say please and thank you, especially when someone does something nice for you. And I think he'd want me to say thanks too. So maybe, could I please have a teddy bear next time? Huh? The flowers are pretty and all, but I really, really want a new teddy bear. And I think you'd choose a really great one, especially with your taste in flowers and stuff. So, pretty please with the cherry on top and everything? Wait, I'm sorry, please slow down. I'm still a little confused. How did I get here? Who are you? Oh, I can answer that one. I'm Sunny. Some people here started calling me Sunshine, though. Huh? Wait, Sunny? Sunny Day. Sunny Day? Interesting. Yeah, but Sunny is... Oh, right. I'm Mary, by the way. It's nice to meet you. So, that teddy bear? Oh, yes, I can bring you one. I'll add it to my shopping list so I can bring it next time I come around. But in order to do that, I'll have to find my friends again. Maybe we'll find them on our adventure. Yes, maybe, but... Am I dreaming? I must be, right? But it doesn't feel like a dream. And Sunny... What's the matter? Oh, it's nothing. I'm just trying to make sense of it all. Okay, but take it easy. You'll give yourself a headache if you think too hard. Yes, I suppose I might. Do you hear that? Hear what? Oh, someone's screaming her name. Mary! Huh? Oh, thank fuck. Mary, are you okay? Yeah, Oh, no. My head, what happened? You fell back on one of the headstones. Yeesh. Then you were out cold. You scared the shit out of me. I was going to bring you to the hospital or something if you didn't wake up soon. Oh, what about your friends? They left. Don't worry about it. Oh, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to. I said don't worry about it. We won't hang out here anymore, okay? So just drop it. I promised you lunch, didn't I? Let's go. Crowven helped me stand up, and once it was confirmed I could stand without a problem, he began to make his way to the exit. But I had to check something first. Was the headstone she fell on Sunny's? The name engraved on it. Yep, it was. It was Sunny's. Was what I just experienced really a dream? But of all the dreams I could have had, I thought back to the book I read, How to Talk to Ghosts. Maybe, just maybe, I'd have to try and see it again for myself. But maybe it really was. Mary, come on. I'm coming, I'm coming. I hurriedly made my way to Crowven's side, and we quietly went to lunch that day. Neither of us really said much. I felt bad. I knew Crowven and I didn't grow up completely the same, but I had no idea the kinds of friends he made were people like this either. Did he always hang around people who acted like this? I didn't know how to feel. The Crowven that I saw around these people isn't the Crowven I'm used to. Who's the Crowven I know? Is he just a ghost too? No, I shouldn't think like that. I just didn't want to think about it at all. We kind of went home together after that. I don't know why. It was just like neither one of us wanted to go on with our day afterwards. So even though we weren't talking, we both went home together. Hmm. We stayed in separate rooms for the rest of the day. Just did our own thing. Neither one of us felt like talking about it. Dinner was quiet, and I think the only thing I heard him say was that evening was good night as I retired to my room. If only I was really going to bed then. Hello again. You're still here, right? Of course I am. Is everything okay? Yes. On my side, at least. Is everything okay with you? Uh, yes, everything's okay. No, today was harder than normal. Let's be honest, why is that? Things were just stressful, that's all. I don't really want to talk about it with you. I just wanted to be honest with my answer. I understand. I'm sure you're carrying a lot of weight on your shoulders. Please take things easy on yourself. I'm positive the last thing you need is more stress right now. It's funny you say that, considering you're one of the things that worries me the most. I see. I shouldn't worry you more than I have to then. Good night, Mary. A day or two passed since then. Not much has happened, but I've been unable to stop thinking about my encounter with Sunny. It was just so bizarre to me. Out of anything I could have dreamt up. Unless, of course, had I really spoken to a ghost that day? That couldn't have been possible, and yet I thought back to the book I read. But I don't understand. I hadn't done anything special. I didn't recite any chant or practice any written method. But technically, you almost died from hitting your head. Maybe. Why would I suddenly be able to talk to a ghost? Maybe it was a weird coincidental dream after all. I had to be sure. I decided to head back down to the cemetery during the morning. Even though I knew a general area of where everyone was, I didn't really have an idea of I was really looking for. Um, I think you might be interesting. Decided I sat myself down by the grave, and then shifted myself into a laying position over top of it. This felt weird, but I had to know. I shut my eyes and tried to think of nothing more than sleep, hoping I could somehow fall asleep soon. And I'm not sure exactly when, but I did. For I woke up to the sound of a graceful violin. Oh, interesting. It happened again. Just like with Sunny, I woke up somewhere new. This is a theater, isn't it? It's soaked in shades of green. I've never been to a place like this before. Felt like a dream, and yet not quite. It wasn't quite a dream. Right? What is this place? Uh, look around? Wait, let me save really quickly. I was in an old theater. The seats surrounding me seemed dusty. It looked as if they hadn't been sat in for quite some time. There was no one here except for me, and a violinist on stage. I don't know if they noticed me here or not. Regardless, they continued playing. Take a whiff? Sure, sniff. I took a deep inhale, trying to smell what I could. Everything smelled faintly of lilies, but I couldn't see any flowers here at all, which, in my opinion, is a little sad. Such a lovely musician should at least receive a bouquet. Feel? I reached out and touched the chairs. Although I could see that they had fabric covering, they felt like anything but. The dust did not come off my hands, and the chairs themselves felt like dollhouse furniture. Plastic like. Fake. Huh. Listen. The sound of an elegant violin reverberated throughout the theater. The violinists atop the stage continued to play despite the fact that I was the only one here. It was beautiful to listen to. Felt as if I could sit in one of the chairs and listen for hours, but I knew I did not have that kind of time. Still, what a shame to cut off such a performance so early. Guess we're gonna approach. I walked up to the stage, the musician's image becoming clearer to me as I did. They noticed me approaching, shifting their gaze onto me. They slowly stopped playing their violin. They placed it off to the side, expecting me to join them on stage, so I did. I climbed up the short stairs that led onto the stage. The echoes creaked loudly in the large room. The musician then gestured to an extra stool hiding just behind the curtain. I grabbed it and placed it beside theirs. Lydia Walton? The one and only. Is it really you? Well, I don't see who else it could be. You're supposed to be dead, are you? Aren't you a ghost? We'll just save over top of that one because there were no consequences to my choices in that one. You're a ghost? I don't know. Are you? Me? Why would I be a ghost? You're here speaking to me, aren't you? What brings you here, my dear? Well, sleep, I guess. Sleep? It's a tad silly, don't you think? Silly? You're playing violin to an empty theater. Oh, it's not empty. You're here after all. Well, I suppose you have a point. Wait, I'm getting off topic. I wanted to talk about how is this possible? How should I know? I'm not the dead person expert here. Well, neither am I. Are you sure? You're the one always visiting us, after all. I'd say you're more like us than them, if anything. Me? Visiting. But I've never been here before. Well, maybe once before, but that's it. Nonsense. You're always here. I'd even say you're here more often than you aren't. I don't understand. Oh, I'm sure you don't, little flower girl. I suppose all those petals that find their way upon my stage just happen to fall from the sky. I don't follow. Silly, silly, silly. You're always bringing flowers. Do you think we don't receive them? Wait, sorry. Are you telling me when I bring flowers, they wind up here? Seems so. Then I must... I really am talking to a dead person right now. Not very quick, are you, dear? That's alright. Sorry, it's very exciting to be actually talking to you. Yes, I used to get that a lot. Although normally in a different context. Wow, this is so... Wait, I'm a bit confused though. Lydia, Lydian, oh. Yes? Well, it's just that, according to your tombstone and all, yes, what about it? Well, if it's correct, you shouldn't be this young. You're old. You look like you could be my age, but how can that be? You died when you were in your 70s. It's true. Then, well, I guess I'm just having trouble understanding, because you look very good for your age. Very funny. But no, it's true that I died in my 70s. I just liked my looks better when I was younger. Can you blame me? I believe this was my prime. Wait, so you're telling me you can... Mary? And once again, I was ripped out from the strange world by a very familiar voice. Mars, what are you doing? You okay? Crowven moved out of the way as I stood up on my own 2 feet, brushing the dirt off myself. Hello. Hi. No offense, but, fuck were you doing? We have beds at home, you know. You don't have to sleep on the ground. You're not going narcoleptic on me, are you? No, it's nothing like that. I did it on purpose, actually. Why? Why, well, it's like, I don't know how else to say it, but I think Yeah? I think I can talk to ghosts. uh, don't laugh. I'm being serious. Yeah, no, I believe you. So did Jasper the friendly ghost invite you over for tea or Crowven? I'm really being serious. I swear I'm not lying. If I can prove it to you, hey, come on, don't gotta be like that. If you're serious, then I believe you. But sleeping outside is kind of a little dangerous, yeah? So maybe like don't do that, especially all by yourself. All right, well, yo, Crowven, what are y'all doing in my cemetery? I thought you guys weren't gonna be around here anymore. Crowven and I turned our heads to look towards the cemetery gates. Theodore and Zabara were on the other side. Theodore was waving over to us, hand high in the air. Zabara had her hands gripped tightly around the bars of the gate. She was bouncing up and down as if trying to get Crowven's attention, as if we couldn't already see them. Crowven turned around and walked over to the gate to talk to them, but they still didn't step inside. I followed behind, at a distance. Well, look who finally decided to show up. Us? What about yourself? I'm always where I'm supposed to be. What you doing in here, anyways? Thought we weren't allowed in here anymore. Yeah, but I saw Mars asleep in here and had to wake her up. Asleep? She a fucking narcoleptic or something? Nah, at least pretty sure she's not. She just thinks she can talk to ghosts is all. Oh no, you're kidding. Hey, don't laugh so hard. Can she show us then? I want to see. I don't know, let's see. Yo, Mars. Crowven called out to me. You want to show the boys what you can do? Huh? Show us you can talk to ghosts. We're gonna go to a haunted place anyways. Haunted? Yeah? We were just gonna go dig around, maybe pick a Ouija board on the way there. But if you can talk to ghosts, then that's just as good, right? Uh, I really want to say no. I really want to say no. Oh no. I really want to say no. You know what, Coven? Forget your friends. No thanks. You sure? Yes, I'm fine. You go have fun. Alright then. Aw, lame. Maybe next time. I watched as Crowven and his friends walked off away from the cemetery. They didn't even make it a few steps before I felt myself shout at them to wait and came running behind them. I'm not sure what prompted me to quickly change my mind and come with. So there was no point? There was no point. There was no point in that choice. Okay. Thanks, game. I don't know. I guess I was just worried about Crowven or something. And having him think me a liar. Oh. I felt nervous, to say the least, especially since things didn't end that great with us last time, and I didn't want to leave a bad impression. But I was sure as long as I stayed close to Crowven, I would probably be fine. I don't know about that. I followed close behind as they walked, talking amongst themselves. I wasn't really tuned into their conversation, too caught up in my own thoughts. And then, after walking a while, we entered a much different part of the city. This area of the city was more suburban than anywhere else. There were actual, well, houses. The kind with lawns and stuff, not just apartments. They weren't anything too special, just standard houses. I guess a house is worth it if you really value your privacy, but these areas of towns always felt so out of place. And since there were only homes here, no shops or anything like that, I felt like a trespasser entering this neighborhood, even if all we were doing was walking around. Like I said, I would, I stayed close to Crowven, and I made note of the house they were approaching, and then stopped in front of. Here she is. This house. It was a bit bigger and nicer than the others on this road. Had it not been for the state of disrepair it was in, you could see in the cracks in the window all the way from the sidewalk. Not to mention the tall, unruly grass that hadn't been cut in ages. It looked like there was probably some sort of gate or fence at one point, but not anymore. There was nothing stopping us from waltzing right in front of the door. This house is haunted? Well, just look at it. That's about all the time I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoy my content, hit that like button and feel free to comment down below what other games you feel I should play. I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!